Hi there guys, this is Cass. Today's video is a bit different. Today finally is not another juice review. Today I'm going to be reviewing this little beauty here. As you can see, this is the HCigar VT75 DNA mod. The HCigar VT75, it is a DNA 75 mod. Let's just go through the basics of it quickly. So what we've got here is a battery that is either a single 18650 battery or a single 26650 battery. 0 to 75 watts, temperature control, all of those things. It is, let me just quickly show you here. We will have a close-up on this, obviously. It is an absolute beauty. It fits in the hand wonderfully. It hits like an absolute train. You can do some wonderful builds on it. And it does fire pretty hard for a 75 watt. We'll go into all the things like dimensions and things like battery life and all the menus. But just get a good old look at that there. There we go. Now I have paired with a Petri RTA there. I think that looks pretty banging. Let's have a quick vape and we will go down to the close-up view of the VT75 and I will talk about it in much more details. Then we'll come back up and I will give you kind of an overview, some of the pros, some of the cons, some of the things I think about it. Let's go down to the close-up view and I shall talk more about the HCigar VT75. Okie dokie. So here we have the VT75 box. We have this lovely box here. VT75 on the front. HCigar logo there on the side and a picture of it. The red one is very nice, but I have the black one. Let's slide it out of its sleeve and pop it open. Here is the mod itself. That's our beauty ring there. And here is the mod itself. It's a beautiful thing. You get a updatey, chargy cable for updating and connecting to E-Scribe, but I will talk about that in a minute. So this is the mod itself. It is 89.5 millimeters from bottom to top. It is 47 millimeters from front to back, and this width here to here, is 31 millimeters. You got your 510 connection. Now this 510 connection here is completely removable. I don't know why, but it is. You get the HCigar logo across one side, and you have the classic. I say classic, it's not really, but this is the configuration most DNA 75s will be in. Button, fire, USB port, screen. Here is your battery port here. This will unscrew, and I'll go over these bits in a moment. Let's go around. So what we'll do is I'll firstly discuss. Actually, let's discuss the battery port first. You have a couple of options with this. You can have the 26650, which is what I've got in here at the moment. A nice large 26650. Or, using the provided sleeve, the adaptation sleeve, you pop that in there, and you get yourself an 18650. Positive down, and you have this here. What we shall do is screw this in. The threads on this are very fine. Sometimes you have to roll it back on itself just to catch the lip of it. Right, we'll tighten that down. You can just do this with your fingers. You don't really need any kind of pliers or screwdriver or coin. You just finger tight, and you get it down finger tight. Now you can hear all that battery rattle in there. Just do this. I'm just going to do this with my finger now, just like this. You've got this little screwdriver in there that takes all of that battery rattle out. And you tighten it down. You don't want it too tight, but you take all, you tighten that down, and that gets rid of the battery rattle, which is more prevalent, if I'm honest, with the 18650 configuration than it is with the 26650 configuration. But that is super useful. That lovely. So we'll pop all these out, and I'm going to put the battery back in the 26650. See what I mean? Really tricky. All right, bear with me while I sort this out. I'm going to go into high-speed mode. Alright, that took way too long. So, with a DNA, to turn them on, you do one thing. You click the fire button. There we go. Now this is my little intro. You get two intro screens that you can customize. Normally that just says HCigar VT75. and then it turns on. Mine's set to fade out quite quickly, so I will be pressing the button just to get it back on every now and then. Here at the top you have your battery percentage, your voltage and your ohms. This will not be the same for everyone because you can put it as whatever you like. You have different modes. You have your temp mode and you have power mode. You also have temp charging and power charging, so you can set that to whatever you want. This is set to 60 watts, and you have your battery level here. I actually like a percentage battery level. I find these quite misconceiving. Plus and minus. This is your update port, but they have actually included a balanced 1 amp charger. So if you are in need of a charge and you're near a USB plug or a socket or whatever, you can plug it in for a bit of a top up. On a 26650, however, I would imagine it would take forever. A couple of the settings. So first things first, at the moment I can turn it up and down. What I want to do, if I want to change my profiles, now there are 8 available profiles on this. Now you need to set them in eScribe. You cannot set them on the mod, but you can access them via the mod itself. So what we do is we hold down both buttons together, plus and minus. It will say power locked, hold up and down. There we go. So I shouldn't be able to do it. Now what I do here, double click either up or down. 1, 2, there we go, preset 8. So what I've got is I've got wattage 55 watts, that's for one tank I run at that. I have wattage 40 watts for one I run at that. They're both power mode, they're not temp. I now have stainless mode. That is for a stainless build I've got running at the moment, and a nickel build. Again, I just thought it'd be good to have it on there, but I'm not actually running anything with nickel. Then you have preset 5, preset 6. This is what it actually comes with already on eScribe. So we're going to set preset 55, wattage 55, and select it. That's there. Now, I had it on this before and it was set to 60 watts. If you're familiar with a DNA chip, you'll realise that there's quite a lot of features that you need to access by locking it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It comes up with my logo there. Now, if I want to lock the ohms, you hold the plus and the fire and it will lock your ohms. You do the same and it will say unlocking ohms. There we go. If you hit the down, you have normal mode and stealth mode, or ninja mode. Normal mode. There we go. That's what we want. We want normal mode. If I hold both of these together, it'll change my maximum temperature. At the moment, it is off because I'm in power mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're back in the game. Now, if I hold both at the same time, this doesn't really do anything. If I hold both like this, again, you can lock it. That's pretty much it. If I'm honest, there's not really a huge amount extra. Let's have a quick look at the temp mode. Temp, there we go. So, of course I locked it, didn't I? This will have up to 600 Fahrenheit. All the way up. And if I go all the way down, it does move quite quickly. It'll go into Celsius. I think it does it at about 300. And it'll go from... Oh, come on, don't do this to me. I think you then have to go down again to get it back into Fahrenheit. There you go. So you can constantly go down, but as soon as you go to the maximum of what it is, it will just turn off. I have had some trouble with it recognizing stainless steel builds, though. I have had some trouble with it recognizing that. If it doesn't think it's that, it will automatically go back to your wattage mode, and this will just say off. It won't give you a temperature, it'll just say off. The menu, you find actually on a day-to-day use that it looks complex now, but it's not. You get used to it very quickly, see? So back to that. And that's it. eScribe is very powerful. You can set it with everything you want. What I have here is this fire button. So I've set this fire button to change different colours after a different period of time. So it'll be blue, then yellow, then white-ish. It's fully protected. You have full circuit, short circuit protection, overcharge protection, reverse battery protection. You have all the protection you could possibly need. It is quite a weighty mod. Not going to lie, I love the feel of this plastic. It's not horrible, it's nice hard. It's a really premium feeling mod. One thing I have noticed though, and this is a very minute thing, you see here, you got this ridge here. If you over tighten this bends out. This pushes this away from the rest of this plastic. It's not a big thing, just don't over tighten the battery. Get it in until it sort of stops, and that's it. You don't need to ramp it in because it won't stop. It will just push this metal ring out. It also gets very warm whilst it's vaping. I think that's the design. You've got this metal here. It attaches, it makes contact with the bottom. There's the beauty ring. One beauty ring. I've got a little bit of juice in there. Let's put a RDA on. Now, you think, but it's not going to be straight. That'll drive me insane. There's actually a little ridge at, there we go, at 22 millimeters width. So this always sits flush and it makes every tank look badass. It's got this kind of nice little Aztec sort of design across it, which I really like. I think that's cool. I have found that most things screw down through this. I've only had one tank, which with the beauty ring didn't screw down. But to be fair, still looks pretty good without it, let's be honest. And it's enough for airflow. Anything bigger with bottom airflow won't fit, it'll just block that up. But this actually works really well, so there's enough of a gap for that to still work nicely. This does fire down to 0.1, and that pretty much covers it. It's a beautiful looking mod, as you can see. I'm going to take you back up to the FaceTime. I shall talk more about the pros and the cons, and we will wrap this video up. Woo! Hi there guys, welcome back to the FaceTime view. So, as you can see, that was the HCigar VT75. What do you guys think about it? I actually, as an all-day mod, and I've been using this for a couple of weeks, I think it's really, really good. It fits nicely in my hand. For me, that is important. I walk around with them everywhere. It is always in my hand. Yes, the battery life is a bit short. I've noticed there's actually very little difference between the 18650 and the 26650 batteries. Now, I don't know whether this is because E-Scribe hasn't been optimized for a 26650. If you look in the battery section of E-Scribe, you have the options of an 18650 battery or a lithium polymer battery, and then you have the battery curve percentage for the amount of power versus the percentage of the battery. I don't think it's optimized for that. So you've got this lovely big battery and potentially not the advantage of actually being able to use all that extra supposed power. But I don't know enough of the chemical workings and the coding behind E-Scribe to be able to tell you why that's the case. The personalization on this is wonderful. You've got 8 profiles to mess with. You've got all your temperature control. You can add and remove materials as you see fit. It's fully customizable, as you remember from my intro. I've even got a customized lock screen. I've got all of my warning settings. They all look different. I have proper messed around with it, and I thought, you know what, I could reset this to factory defaults for the video, but I'm not going to, simply because I wanted to show you what you can do with it, and there is a lot to do with it, and that's across all the DNA chips, not specifically this mod. The beauty ring is a wonderful thing. All of my RDAs and all of my tanks look totally badass and different. People come up to me and say, what is that tank? I don't recognize it. Haha, it is a beauty ring or a vanity ring or whatever you want to call it. Plus also, you know, that's like 30 mil wide, right? A 22 mil anything looks a little bit silly on it, let's be honest. The buttons are nice and clicky. Have a listen. I'm going to put it down to the microphone so you can hear. See? Really, really clicky buttons. There's no messing around with it. The customization is what makes this. It hits hard, it's nice and bright, it doesn't mess me around, it hasn't broken, it's a safe mod. Let's not forget safety. If it doesn't like what you've put on it, it will not fire. If it doesn't like the battery you've put in it, it will not fire. These are all good things. I have noticed that my temp bills taste better, simply because it's a DNA chip, and we know what DNA chips mean. They just mean they're good quality temp control mods. Even if you build your own, you put a DNA chip in it, it's going to be a good one. Let's have another quick vape. Today's juice, I am using Nova Juice's Cobra Venom. These guys are great. These guys are based up in the north of England. They were kind enough to send me some juice for review a lot of months back now, right when I started the channel, and I've just been getting hold of their juice since then. I absolutely love it. Cobra Venom is a kind of a peppermint lime menthol. It's really fresh, it's really fruity. I'm tempted to sort of pick out a few of my favourites from their range and not re-review them if you like. This is an 80-20 mix, and I filled it into my Petri RTA. Let's have a quick vape. I'll show you how hard she hits, then we'll wrap things up, I think. Beautiful mod to use. I don't have to worry about it. I just press and go. It does exactly what I want. I haven't had it mess up on me yet. There's nothing breaking. Price wise, you're going to be looking around the £80 to £110 mark, depending on where you buy it. I would get your hands on one if you're not put off by the fact there's only one battery and not two, and that it's only 75 watts. Build high, vape low with this device. As long as you're not put off by that and you don't mind carrying an extra set of batteries with you, go out and get one of these. I really, really like it. I didn't think I would, and I do. So there. Yes. I don't think that probably covers it. If you've got any questions, obviously, please leave them in the comments, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. So thank you for watching. My name has been Cass. This has been a mod review. I know they're rare. If you enjoyed this video, please check out some of my other videos. I'm going to be bringing lots more to you. I try and do 1 or 2 a week. Thank you for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it about if you really did enjoy it that much. It means the world to me when you do. Leave some feedback down in the comments. I love chatting to people. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.